Today we try an in-camera effect and a digital effect. Well, my focus was recorded on tape in front of a live studio audience.
But they're not used in the film biz. Why is that? If you said flickering, sorry, that's just an overused trope in horror movies. The hell was that? Who's there? The issue with color spike due to the type of phosphorus.
Who's there? Micah, brush your teeth and go to bed. Welcome to Pull My Focus, Adventures in the World of Video Filmmaking. Now, if you haven't seen our video on the cross dissolve and how it was done before the days of digital editing, go take a look since it does a very good job at giving some insight on how the process of optical effects was executed when all they had was real film to work with. Today, we have the luxury of firing up a compositing program like Adobe After Effects or Apple Motion or Blackmagic Fusion and doing a bunch of neat things in the digital domain. But the art of in-camera visual effects can still prove to be useful, especially if you know how to use them in the right place. In our opening sketch, we employed the use of both an in-camera effect and compositing a digital effect I used Adobe After Effects. But wait, I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Let's back up a sec and define what an in-camera effect is. In-camera means exactly what you think. It's a visual effect that is executed solely by using the techniques in and on the camera. It's sometimes known as a practical effect. Basically, it's an effect that gets recorded on your source, whether it be film or an SD card. Now, the first ghost effect used in the sketch was an in-camera effect. It's actually known as Pepper's Ghost and was a visual effect developed by a scientist named John Henry Pepper in 1862, who enhanced an effect originally developed by a man named Henry Dirks. It employs a method where a glass is placed in front of the viewer, or in our case the camera, at a 45-degree angle. The camera can see through the glass to the scene in front of it, but it also picks up reflections from objects placed and reflected on the mirror. So it's basically a live composite. Now, although we use the effect in kind of a hokey, humorous manner, you'd be surprised where it's been used in TV and film. In the BBC series Sherlock, it was used to show a ghost. Unfortunately, Sherlock was just a little too smart to fall for that one.
It's called Pepper's Ghost.
Now, in the 1990 movie Home Alone, the director used it in a different way. To protect Joe Pesci from being horribly burned by the blowtorch trap, but still look believable, they superimposed his face onto a mannequin using the Pepper's Ghost technique. A CGI wasn't quite mature enough back then to make it look authentic. It's an effect still used to this day in amusement parks, video games, and a little device known as the Teleprompter. In fact, to do our version of Pepper's Ghost, that's exactly what we used, our teleprompter. Most of us are familiar with compositing programs like After Effects or Apple Motion. They can create anything from titles and simple animations to full-blown special effects. Now, on to how we use the effect. During the hallway scene, the first appearance of Micah's ghost fades into view for a few seconds and then disappears. This was done in camera using Pepper's Ghost method. I set up the main camera down the hall next to the kitchen. Then I used our teleprompter glass and set it at a 45-degree angle in front of the camera. For the ghost effect, I had to black out the kitchen as much as possible so light wouldn't leak into the effect. The only thing I wanted to show up was my ghost. So I waited until nightfall so I wouldn't have to black out all my windows. Then I set up my scene, putting black duvetine everywhere the camera could see. I placed a dimmable LED par in front of the ghost and controlled it with one of the dimmers we built. Check out this video to see how we built, and you can build one for yourself. We got a nice clean white sheet, which is pretty damn hard in my house. And now my talent is in place.
Hello, it's me. It's not really a ghost.
I had to control the lighting in the hallway, and it's a good thing that my house has Philips Hue Lighting, as I can control the color and intensity of the lights from an app on my phone. As a side note, Philips Hue lights are freaking awesome. After a few tries, we came up with the best shot we could. That is, before my talent had to go to bed. The end result was our fully in-camera ghost apparition. No digital effects needed. Now for Micah's second ghost appearance, this was done digitally in After Effects. We locked off the camera in the wide shot and added a green screen to his area. This is so we can remove him from the background but still keep proportions and perspective consistent. We also made sure to get a clean plate, which is something you should always think about doing. That's a shot of the scene with no actors for use in compositing later. Then it's off to After Effects, where we mask, add key light, throw some lighting and glow effects, and voila! We have our ghost again. There is a time and a place for both in-camera and digital effects. If you don't have access to compositing software, but you have a camera and some ingenuity, the possibilities are endless. Of course, with digital, you have many options in post after you're done shooting, but usually your setup and foresight is still just as important. The bottom line here is there are awesome things you can do with a camera without becoming an expert in software. Thanks for watching. Remember to check out our website at pullmyfocus.tv to see all the videos and articles from Pixel Valley Studio. Also, throw us a like and a subscribe, and if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go take a shower.